Hey everyone, my name is Taylor Sparks. I'm the editor-in-chief of Integrating Materials and Manufacturing Innovation. And we've got a new paper to talk about today, and it has a pretty provocative concept. They're asking the question, could we predict the properties of a material without knowing the composition or the microstructure? I know it's heresy, right? Material science, it's ingrained in our DNA, this PSP, right? Processing, structure, property, relationships. So how on earth are we going to skip out on the processing and the composition details to make a prediction of properties, right? The authors here for this Discovering Hidden Relationships of Alloy Properties with Manifold Learning, lead author Mohammad Abu-Mualla, corresponding author Jida Huang, they introduce an interesting approach to this. First off, they point out the challenge with material science that experiments or computation, both of these can be time consuming and slow. And so we really don't have materials data for all the properties that we might care about. It says here, a central challenge in this domain is to establish reliable correlations between different materials properties, particularly if they span multiple physical regimes, such as modulus-related or thermal or strength-related behavior, right? They point out that informatics approaches have been pretty effective at predicting individual properties if you know the composition, microstructure, etc. But relatively few studies have actually explored the direct relationships between the properties themselves, especially across scale and regime. So that's what they're going to tackle here. This work demonstrates strong cross-property predictions, particularly between modulus-related, thermal properties, showing that they can be achieved without composition or microstructure, enabling practical use of data-scarce legacy proprietary alloy systems. This is pretty cool. Now, the approach that they're going to use here, they're going to rely on three models and compare them. They're going to use a neural network, a geometric harmonic, and a double diffusion model to do the predictions. The data set that they're relying on is an ANSYS Granta Materials Universe database. So they basically got data, experimental data from over 1,700, like 1,800 alloys. And the properties that they've got are lots of things, right? You've got density, Young's modulus, flexural modulus, shear modulus, bulk modulus, Poisson's ratio, yield strength, tensile strength, compressive strength, flexural strength, Vickers hardness, fatigue strength, thermal shock resistance, and then come the thermals, melting point, thermal conductivity, specific heat, thermal expansion, and latent heat. Oof. So there's quite a bit here. Unsurprisingly, the very first thing that they're going to do is just look at a correlation, like what is correlated with what. And here you see it, right? They've got them sort of grouped in three areas, like this first black box, the second black box, the third is roughly breaking up. Like the first ones are mechanical properties, then you've got your strength properties, and at the end you've got your thermal properties. And there are some correlations between different groups, sometimes positive, sometimes negative, but there might be something there that we can leverage to make predictions. And sure enough, in their preliminary work, they show that some things can be predicted. For example, predicting mechanical properties from thermal properties. Here's all our different sort of mechanical properties that you might care about and how well we can predict them with these three different models, neural nets, geometric harmonic, double diffusion. And it's pretty good. R squares over 9, over 0.85 maybe. That's pretty good. And you can go the other way. Thermal properties from mechanical properties works pretty well. But look at this, strength properties from thermal and even strength properties from mechanical properties are bad. These things are not very good at all. Kind of surprising. You'd think mechanical strength should be related, but we know that strength is largely based off of microstructure, right? Microstructure impacts strength, and we're not doing any encoding of microstructure here. So our first takeaway is that some properties actually can be inferred with decent accuracy. You can estimate some properties if you know other properties about the material, and others cannot. Now, the next question is, well, okay, can we make it better if we were to include some of the processing information? Not the microstructure, but the processing information. So the type of information here is like the heat treatment, whether it was annealed or normalized or tempered, right? All these different things. They actually just did like a one-hot encoding, right? They did a binary encoding of whether or not that action took place or not in terms of a processing condition. And just by doing that, look at how much we see the improvement happen here. Check out this table. The upper section is predicting strength from thermal or strength from mechanical without properties. This was the poor performance we saw before. Values of, 0.4, 0.5, 0.3, not so good. Just by one hot encoding the different processing steps, look at the improvement. It jumps like 100% improvement. You're seeing 0.8, 0.7s, like significant improvement. Super cool approach here. I think this is a really clever paper. I think that there's clearly a lot that can be done in materials informatics and predicting properties, but this concept of leveraging the information we've got, even if that at a first glance might not seem related, is a cool new approach. So I hope you'll read all about it in the latest issue of IMMI.